Chris, what is our third main topic today?
Third topic comes from Kain. God kveld fra Norge. Good evening from Norway. I'm so sorry if I butchered that. I'm not Norwegian. John and company. Like you, I am dying to see the Northman, and these first reactions are making me want to see it even more. These reactions are calling it Edgar's masterpiece. Really more than The Witch and the Lighthouse? Does this raise your excitement, and does this seem like an early Oscar contender? Might be a bit ambitiously early to say this, but still. Stay cool, stay filthy, and Visa Valhalla. See you in Valhalla.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Kain. And you guys know, I've said it on this show for a long time. Now that the Batman is in our rearview mirror, The Northman is my number one most anticipated movie of the year. I knew next to nothing about it other than its existence when we were at CinemaCon. And then they played us this big preview of it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God, this looks so good. I also got a thing for Viking culture, so whatever. But I'm like, oh my God, this looks so good. And I've been excited about it. And then recently there was like a little controversy out there in some of the trades, like where Eggers was complaining a bit that he didn't get final edit of the movie and things like that. And so instantly you saw some people online who seem to not understand that movie making is a collaborative art and going, oh, well, now it's going to suck. It's going to suck. It's going to suck. Whatever. I'm like, oh, well, let's see. I'm still my most anticipated movie left for the rest of the year. And yes, I include Doctor Strange and Thor and all that into it. The Northman is the movie that's got my attention. Well, now the first reactions are out. Hand this fucking movie the Oscar right now. Because the people who are writing about this movie are tripping over themselves. Like absolutely tripping over themselves. I want us to go into and talk about some of these reactions. The headline in IndieWire reads, The Northman's first reactions, Robert Eggers' breathtakingly gnarly third feature is a ferocious film. By the way, I'm not going to read all the reactions, but a lot of them use this term, blood-soaked. And there's a lot of bloodletting in this movie. So let's just go on and just start reading some of the reactions. All right. Jack King wrote, it is a crying shame that The Northman has been so criminally mishandled because it's precisely what blockbuster cinema should aspire to and still has the potential to be. Formally audacious but welcoming, easy to follow but not, simply a guided tour, big old 5 stars, Bjork. Of course, Berg's in this. Kate writes, The Northman or 2+ hours of me flipping between hell yes and oh no with startling regularity. My buddy Eric Eisenberg writes, The Northman is spectacular. It's surprisingly Eggers' most accessible film, but no less immersive in its authentic feel. It's a gripping revenge story that keeps its hand around your throat and visually stunning. Compelled me to whisper, holy shit, several times. Let's see. David Ulrich writes, all you need to know about The Northman, a $90 million Viking revenge movie directed by Robert Eggers. Is that every single moment of it feels like a $90 million Viking revenge movie directed by Robert Eggers. David Fear writes, imagine a Frank Frazetta painting, not unlike that mural painted on the side of your weed dealer's Chevy van, suddenly came to life for 2 full hours. That's The Northman. I give it a 5 out of 5 calling Ravens.
That's the only review you need to hear.
Eric went on to write more. He wrote, Robert Eggers' The Northman is hauntingly visceral and super transfixing. You definitely won't be able to take your eyes off this blood-soaked revenge tale. Alexander Skarsgård is a beast and ferocious throughout. Nicole Kidman has a couple of scenes that floored me, daring and devilish. Also, we have Cameron Frewer who writes, The Northman is incredible. Like, fall to your knees. How the hell did they do this good? Breathtakingly gnarly, too. It deserves to be a massive hit. Eggers Hive assemble. Tormus writes, watching Robert Eggers' Viking revenge epic The Northman, I often alternated between clapping and squeaking. Stunning choreography, gruesome in ways that I can't fully believe. Not without its setbacks, but it's the kind of film whose existence feels like a miracle today. I'll take it. By the way, the most negative thing I've heard about this movie, it's not without its setbacks. That's the most negative thing I've heard so far. Kevin Plower writes, The Northman is 136 minutes of pure, uncut revenge savagery. My favorite Robert Eggers fever dream by far. And the last one I'll read here is this. Rory writes, a bit of a lazy shorthand maybe, but The Northman is basically Robert Eggers' answer to 300. Violent, visceral, weird, and at times staggeringly beautiful. It's a tremendous action movie mixed with some truly haunting moments. And again, a phrase that we heard before, Skarsgård is an absolute beast. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. This is because you guys know how much I was looking forward to Morbius. And I didn't hate Morbius, but I didn't get what I was kind of looking to see.
A good movie.
Yeah. Reading all of this is Aaron, this to me sounds like the manifestation of everything I thought that movie could be when we saw the previews for it at CinemaCon. So I am flop sweating right now. Like, I am so excited to see this. I think this is going to be the movie of the year. I mean, of course, ask me that after I've seen all the movies. But I'm predicting this is going to be the best movie of the year. It might even replace Everything Everywhere All at Once for me as the best movie of the year so far. I cannot wait to see this. Aaron, you were with me when we saw the previews for this. What's your impression been of the film, and what do you think about the reviews that we're hearing coming out of it right now?
Well, I have been to Norway, and it is one of the most stunningly beautiful places that I have ever traveled on the planet. And my dream is to actually retire in Norway and live out the rest of my days in that magical landscape surrounded by Vikings, because I too enjoy Vikings. And I mean, Viking movies.
You're married to a Viking.
Yeah, I know, right?
I will say that I'm very much looking forward to this. I'm so glad that it's getting the positive reviews that the film really does deliver. And I was reading a little bit about Anya Taylor-Joy, her experience, and apparently she was shivering. She was dressed in barely more than rags. Eggers he is not one to put actors in a cushy little sound stage and make sure that they're getting hot chocolate and foot rubs in between, pretending to be cold and, blowing in the little cool air to make them shiver. No, they were outside in the elements, drenched, wearing rags, shackled, riding horses or buffalo or whatever they were riding. And apparently even the stunt people were like, oh my gosh, let's get out of the water, which, by the way, stunties, you guys and ladies are the strongest people that I know. So I say this with all due respect, but when even the stunt people are like, I'm out, and when the actor goes, no, let's stay in there, that's some crazy stuff. But I love the fact that they really went for the authenticity of the struggle and the misery that they are living in these horrible conditions. And Anya Taylor-Joy said to apparently Vogue magazine, the woman interviewing her said, I actually was cold watching you. And she said, good, because I was freezing doing it. And if that didn't translate to screen, I would be really pissed off. So I love the fact that he created this authentic environment to really help the actors submerge themselves literally in this in this world. And I'm very excited to see it.
Chris, you've heard me be giddy about this movie for a while now. You've seen the promo spots for it, but now we're hearing the reactions coming out of it. What do you think about the reactions? What stands out to you most about them, and where's your expectation level right now?
I mean, the thing that stands out the most right now is Alexander Skarsgård's abs. What the heck is going on there? There's like 20 of them. How do you do that? That's engineered. This all sounds fantastic and amazing. I am not usually somebody who's very into the Viking genre. The show Vikings, how you are to spiders, I am to like eye violence, and there's a lot of eye violence on that show. And so I had to kind of watch it not watching, and then I finally just was like, this isn't for me. This is not my show.
Do you mean like brooding, like I'm going to kill you?
No,
like touching of eyeballs. I can't. I can't watch people like put in a contact. It makes me want to throw up.
Oh, wow.
It grosses me out. My eyes are huge. This is how you kill me. All right? This is a very, very big canvas to murder me with. So I'm going to probably need somebody to see this first. I'm going to be such a wimp.
I will see it, and then you can, and I'll just I'll tap your hand whenever you need to put on your goggles.
I appreciate that. But that all said, this does look epic. It has a very, if 300 was an Oscar contender vibe. Like, it just feels so cool, and it just seems like it's going to be this really, really intense story with so much character in addition to all of the violence you expect from a Viking tale. So I'm really, really pumped to eventually see it, just maybe through my fingies.
Rob, I mean, again, you've heard me going on about this movie a lot. I know you are an appreciator of Egger's first two big feature cinematic efforts with The Witch and The Lighthouse, a movie I still, to this day, go, what the hell did I just watch with The Lighthouse? But I love The Witch. What's standing out to you about what we're hearing coming out of these reactions to it, and where's your expectation level right now?
I think there are very few people that are working in cinema today that are true auteurs, that really understand what cinema can be. There's a lot of directors that can tell a story, but there are very few directors that truly are advancing the cinematic language. And when I saw The Witch, I was like, this guy knows what's up. I mean, the sense of dread, the sense of atmosphere, the verisimilitude, as I love to say, of the period, the evocation of what it was like to live in that time, and just the overall sense of dread that you felt throughout that entire film.
Dude, I'll tell you what. There's a moment in that movie with it's a camera is fixed. Is it Anya Taylor-Joy?
Yeah.
There's a camera's just on her phone, and you hear a voice off camera just saying, "What dost thou want?"
Dude,
that is one of the freakiest moments I have ever seen in a movie.
I mean,
like, that was crazy. What he was able to do, the
Phillip
crazy.
Lived deliciously. I mean, when I saw that movie, I'm like, there are very few directors these days that I think it's worth seeing everything that they've done. I think David Fincher is one of them.
Yeah.
Because people just don't know the language of cinema anymore. We have very few auteurs left. We have the old guard, like Scorsese certainly does. He is a true auteur. And he really, when I saw the first trailer for The Northman, you could just tell that, okay, here's someone who really understands true movie making. And it kills me to hear, I didn't realize that someone was going to take the movie away from him and not give him final cut. I'm like, you're morons, because you don't understand. I understand that producers and the financiers have to protect their investment, but he's the real deal, and there's not many of them working today. It does not surprise me that this movie might supplant The Rad and The Rad 2, The Raid and The Raid 2 Barandal. If you, I'm so excited for this, and hearing these kudos, dude, this goes straight to the top. Number one with the bullet of movies I cannot wait to see. Sure, I'll love Doctor Strange and the Marvel movies and the sci-fi and the franchise stuff that we love, but there's so few real. I mean, Coda is a beautiful movie. I love Coda. It was great. But does it advance what cinema can be? No, because it's a story-based film. But Eggers, man, he doesn't need anyone to talk. And he will draw you in, and he will fry your brain. And this movie looks like exactly, I mean, this is what the studio should be making.
Well, guys,
they gave him $90 million.
Yeah, they gave him a pretty
And
good
also,
budget.
with him having final cut, wouldn't that be a contractual thing that it's established in the beginning? Like, that's not just something that they go, "Hey, who gets the final
He
cut?" I
might
don't
be
know.
work for hire on this one. I don't know. I think he wrote it too, though, didn't he?
But even
think
still,
you're
like
right.
in his contract, that is one of those things that's negotiated. I mean, I have to
Yeah, it is.
negotiate whether or not
It
I get
is.
a wig in my contract. Which I like getting a wig. My
So
hair's
I
very
mean,
thin.
I mean, I don't know, but listen, all I know is that like 90% of movies, the directors do not get final cut. It's a collaborative movie effort, and sometimes, like, a lot of people like to focus on when it doesn't work, but they just never talk about all the times that a great movie comes out and there was a lot of studio interference. So, hey, if the results were what we're hearing, yay. So anyway, guys, the question is for you: what do you think about what we're hearing coming out of The Northman? It sounds amazing right now, at least to me. Do you have any excitement for it? Are you looking forward to it? Maybe blood-soaked isn't your sort of thing. Whatever your guys' thoughts are, jump down to the comment section below and leave those thoughts there. And Chris is absolutely right. Guy's got like 20 abs. You know what brings those on? Properly shaved balls. Hey guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, the good folks at Manscaped. You know, I was in the shower the other day and I looked down and I thought, my goodness, the boys look fantastic. Dr. Jack Hammer, the amazing Mr. Fantastical, have never looked or felt better, and that is in part due to our friends at Manscaped. Because our friends at Manscaped are the global leaders in below-the-waist hygiene and are turning men's shower dreams into their favorite routine with the all-new Ultra Premium Collection. This all-in-one hygiene skin and hair bundle is designed to upgrade the everyday man's shower routine from head to toe. Your skin, hair, and balls deserve the best, my friends. You start off using the cologne-infused ultra premium body wash with aloe vera and sea salt to keep your skin feeling clean and moisturized all day. Then boom, it's time to take care of your hair. Simply apply the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner that cleanses and nourishes your hair all in one step. Then once you dry yourself off and hop out of the shower, it's time to protect yourself from body odor by applying the Manscaped aluminum-free deodorant. And do you have tattoos or any dry skin? A lot of us do. It's time to hit your skin with the hydrating body moisturizer spray. Cap it all off by applying some Manscaped lip balm. And then last but not least, we're moving on to the Lawnmower 4.0 electric trimmer to clean off any unwanted body hair. So guys, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code Campea, that's Campea at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code Campea at manscaped.com. And thank you to the great folks over at Manscaped for sponsoring this episode of the John Campea Show.